house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. I've been practicing this a little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Big Easy Bets podcast. I'm your host, Logan. With me in the studio, Nick Von Brick.
Yo.
We got Bam in the control booth.
What up?
This is episode 246. Bowl season really gets going, and this is also NFL Week 16. We had one bowl game already in the books, which we'll recap here shortly, but we got to dive into, 15 games maybe? A lot of games. We're going to give you a play for every single one, whether we like it or not. Again, last season, I think it was 30, 11, and 3, something along those lines. I can get you the exact record if needed. But we dominated bowl season, and we're back to do it again. We're already off to a good start. Hit the like and subscribe button if you don't mind. We have 3 weeks to go in the regular season of the NFL, so that means we have 3 weeks left in the contest. We got to bring it home, finish strong. How are you feeling?
Good.
Good? Bam, how are you feeling?
Feel pretty good.
I feel okay. I was getting thrown for a mental loop going into last week because we were in terms of the Circa Millions contest, we were right there in the quarter. In theory, one game away from 30 grand, which would have been nice, but so that kind of all came crashing down, but then we followed right back up with a 5-0 week, and then it was like, it hit me again where it's like we went from 120 to 40, and it's like, oh, we're right in the mix, and in a serious way. And I was just mentally like fucking all last week. I'm like, we're going to lose every game. We're fucked. And I had to like snap out of it. And once Sunday rolled around, I was fine. But the pressure got to me. So I'm trying to avoid that this week. So we already talked about it. You're devoid of any feeling. But yeah, we're right there. 3 weeks to go.
Yeah.
You feel fine.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't think it's easy, but
No, it's fucking really hard. Do you like the slate this week?
no.
Okay, me neither. Great. So we don't feel good.
But we'll figure it out.
Okay. Yeah, currently we're in 41st position, 41st place. The approximate value of our entry is $15,000 as it currently stands. Razor thin margin, meaning one win is like a $10,000 difference at this point. So 5-0, you could be flirting with top 10. 0-5, you're completely out of the money and you wasted your time. And you got to look yourself in the mirror. But we're going to try to do it again. It's been an incredible run in the NFL. We're going to try to keep it going, finish strong. Like I said, we've got a play for every single bowl game, whether we like it or not. I really don't have much else to go over before we get into the recap because all I can think about is this contest right now. Did anything happen that anybody knows of since we last recorded?
I mean, not related to sports and not to get political, but
Okay, well, what?
did you see all like the interviews with Erica Kirk? The eyes, dude. It scared me.
Yeah, I saw it going around. Yeah, what am I? I'm over. I focus on nothing but this contest, and Bam's thinking about damn Erica Kirk.
No comment.
Yeah, come on, Bam. We know you're an alt-right Republican. Oh, okay. Yeah, Bam can worry about Erica Kirk. I don't care about her. I don't care about that. I don't care about her at all. All I care about is this contest. I'm laser focused on finishing strong in this contest. We went 3-2 last week for what that's worth. What a mistake. It wasn't a play on the podcast, but we took the Seahawks. What a tremendous, tremendous mistake that was. Phillip Rivers, 45 and fat, and nearly won the game. I couldn't wrap my brain around it. I felt like all they needed to do was load the box and stop Jonathan Taylor, and they couldn't do it. So, but yeah, That's all we got. I literally don't have anything else. So I'm very.
I mean, it was somewhat uneventful weekend.
Yeah. I mean, Mahomes.
Yeah, yeah. This was the week
Michael
of
Parsons.
Yeah, this was the week of ACL injuries, and face of the league, Patrick Mahomes tore the ACL. Sounds like it might have been worse than just that. There might have been some other ligament damage in there as well. Michael Parsons also non-contact tore his ACL.
Sharon Moore.
Oh yeah, Sharon Moore. That must have happened right after.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was shit that happened. That's just how we gotta. I'm like I said, I'm unprepared. Sharon Moore ruined his life, and there's a lot of allegedlys in this story, but allegedly and it's not so much allegedly because he was in the jumpsuit on Zoom call in prison. But the story goes, he said, she said, he had an affair with his personal assistant, got her pregnant, made her get an abortion, gave her double her salary to keep her mouth shut. She didn't, and then he tried to go slice her throat or something, and his as well. And I don't know, it got dark quick. Sharon Moore is no longer the head coach at Michigan. And it started out as like this funny, like, oh man, Sharon Moore, and then it was like, oh shit, this is getting bad. This is getting dark quick. So yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that, but
Yeah, what's wrong with these people?
yeah, I don't know.
Why do they risk it all for?
Oh yeah,
Can you just?
they said why do you risk it all for an SEC 4? That's what they said. Yeah,
But seriously, like, don't have sex with people you're not supposed to.
yeah, like your 20-something-year-old personal assistant that probably doesn't do the best job in terms of like paper pushing, if we're being honest.
A bit chunky, huh?
Well, I mean, that's why they said an SEC 4, but yeah, that's like a Mizzou 4. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy because
It's so many of them that they like.
Well, it's all of them.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I'm worried with Kiffin.
Yeah,
Don't get in a scandal, please.
Oh, they'll just keep it hush hush. That's what they said. If he beat Ohio State, Sharon Moore would still be the head coach of Michigan right now. If Kiffin goes out and beats Bama, Tigerland's going to be on high alert. He's going to run amok through Baton Rouge. And it's just, I mean, all the stories came out.
He's a predator.
They all are, they're all, look, I mean, he's got some agreement with his ex-wife and they live together and he fucks 20-year-olds, I guess. I don't know.
He goes after his daughter's friends, I guess.
Yeah. And
I don't know, man.
some dark stuff started
They're
coming
gonna
out
have
about
to
Kiffin
pay.
on his way out the door.
They're going to have to pay for this.
Who's that?
All these people. They're deviants.
Yeah, that's right. You got into the church this year. Yeah. No, I mean, look, you can't trust really anybody. So, but the moral of the story is if you can win SEC football games, nobody gives a fuck. So, have at it. Coach O was a fucking menace.
Yeah.
There's stories about all of them. Les Miles. It's every single one. You win, we don't care. Unless you cross the line and you try to stab them.
Yeah, unless you can't win anymore.
Yeah, once you stop winning and then you try to stab somebody, then it's like, all right, Sharon, we got to draw the line. We got to draw the line somewhere. Either win the game or you're out and you're in jail. So
Has Michigan found the coach?
no, they're like about to clean house. They're talking like the whole athletic department's getting investigated. They're going to lose everybody. This is going to be bigger than they think, in my opinion. I think if the athletic department was going to stay intact and they could quickly go out and get a coach, they could keep as many people, maybe. But like Underwood's probably gone. They're going to lose everybody. This is going to set them back a decade, I bet. At least like 5 years. Because now you've got the Harbaugh shit with the cheating and all of that. So it's like now I think the school is like doing a deep dive into the athletic department. So that means they're going to fucking start from the ground up. All the recruits are gone. So that's going to set them back a good ways. But fuck them. Who cares? Yeah, maybe stop cheating on your spouses and ruining ruining your nuclear family's lives. You know?
Yep.
But, I mean, you pretty much go down the list. Every single one. Sean Payton, the Greenbrier. You go down, every single one. Everybody. It's pretty synonymous with football.
Yeah. Only the really good ones.
Well, you got to win.
Yeah.
You win, you get the benefits. And then when you go.
Yeah, maybe Saban was just so good that everyone kept a secret.
Yeah.
Or do you think he's.
Well, they made Miss Terry too mainstream. So now it's like we got to keep this hush hush. Look, if I was betting on it, Saban was probably doing the same thing. But you'd like to think not. He's kind of fallen into that, like, that role of they got him on the recliner with the dessert, like the cake, and Miss Terry's like, sit up. And you'd like to think he wasn't fucking just running amok through Baton Rouge just like Lane Kiffin's about to do. If you get a late night DM from Lane Kiffin, just ignore it. Just ignore it. He'll send one or two. If you ignore it, he probably goes back to watching film. So ignore it. But there was some stuff about the dog. It's not really his dog. It's with a handler, and he left the dog, but he uses the dog as like bait for these college girls. Leave the dog out of it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the pedophiles with the candy.
I guess. I guess. Yeah. I don't know. We're off the rails, and I'm like in my brain. I'm like, how do we get it back on the track here? So we'll just go right into the recap, I guess. But all right, like I said, we're gonna have a play for every single bowl game. Maybe, hopefully, people are just hitting the timestamps. They're not. Nobody's listening to this. The beginning of this. We had one bowl game, but we did have Army Navy. I was gonna make the bowl game my lock. Y'all said no. Y'all said make Navy my lock. Navy was clearly the better team. Won the game after throwing a pick six, and I thought it was clear they were the better team, but it's Army Navy. It's exactly what you expect the game to be. They don't cover the number. Long story short, who gives a fuck? We had the Bucked Up LA Bowl. I dominate bowl season. I don't know what else to tell you. Jed Fish said that the Stars were going to play. Took his word for it. They played, and they played the entire game. Denzel Boston had a 70-plus yard touchdown taken to the house. Jonah Coleman played. They dominated Boise. Boise scored late in this one. Washington won 38-10. So we went 1-1 on the week. We did give out Jacksonville State plus 3.5. So the way this works, when there's games on Tuesday, we're recording on Tuesday, we give them out. It rolls over to next week's, though. So Jacksonville State is going to stay on the board, and we will recap it next episode. But with that being said, we gave you plus 3.5. It's now completely flipped, minus 3.5. So I've seen these go south and not matter, but it's looking like we've got a good chance at a winner in our pocket, a complete line flip, like a touchdown of CLV. This is what you can find in bowl season. If you're ahead of the market, you can make some money in bowl season. So 1-1 brings me to 46, 67, and 4, 7-9 in my locks of the week. You also went 1-1, 36, 38, and 2, 9 and 7 in your locks of the week. Bam. What did you do?
Had Navy -6, loser. Boise State, Washington over 51.5. Loser puts me at 16 and 21 and 7 and 7 for the locks of the week.
All righty. College has been a struggle, but we're so goddamn good in the NFL that who gives a shit? We started off with Wednesday, the Staff DNA Cure Bowl. You've got South Florida laying 2.5. Total sits at 52.5 against Old Dominion. We'll get back to it where we try to play the game of who's in and who's out and who's going to win. This is a 4 p.m. game on a Wednesday. So off the top, Alex Golesh, head coach, going to Auburn. He's bringing Joel Gordon, the OC, with him. As far as I can tell, they're not going to be on the sidelines for this one. Byron Brown is also out, star quarterback. If I had to guess, he's probably going to follow Golesh to Auburn. He's expected to be on the sidelines as an assistant. I don't know how good that's going to be. He's probably going to just not contribute in any way, and if anything, maybe be a distraction. But
He'll probably just be brushing his teeth.
yeah, okay.
You didn't hear about that?
No,
He uses 2 different toothpastes each time he brushes his teeth.
like mid brush.
No, he'll brush them once with one toothpaste, then he switches to another one, brushes them again.
In the same sitting.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know how you found that out, but is it like a whitening? Is there?
Yeah, his teeth are as white as you can get them.
No, I meant like yeah. Okay.
That's why they asked him about it.
It's probably veneers. And then as far as Old Dominion, starting quarterback Colton Joseph is out. It looks like Quinn Hennicle, not exactly the name of a guy you want to back, if we're being honest. It looks like he's going to get the start. Can't really pass at all. But with ODU, really both of these teams, the quarterbacks are the leading passer, but also the leading rusher. That with ODU, it's like they're going to need this guy to just run. He's only attempted 15 passes on the year. He only completed 6 of them. He didn't throw a touchdown. I don't know what to make of this one. Do you?
I think it's tough because I'm trying to figure out like how many USF players on defense are going to play.
Yeah, that's the question mark. This opened at like 7.5 in favor of the Bulls. It's now down to 2.5. Pretty significant drop. Judging by that, I would say probably not many. But
I'm going to go under 52.5.
okay. I'm going to take Old Dominion. Because when the fuck is Old Dominion? Like, they're going to want to win. Or not that South Florida's not, and I get that's a very, like, no shit. But it's Old Dominion. Come on. If you think football, Old Dominion's like...
I'm so surprised their quarterback's not going to play here.
Yeah, where is he going? Is he hurt? Or no, he's in the portal, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Who gives a shit? Bam, what are you taking in this one?
I'll take Old Dominion. Get +3.
Okay, let's do that. Yeah, like I said, this is a fun game we play where we bet all of them. And look, it worked last year. We're going to try to do it again. We've got the ones that we're going to like and we're going to feel good about, and we'll let you know about those. But, I mean, the fucking Xbox Bowl.
Honestly, this is probably one of the best bets here.
Xbox?
No, is this the Xbox Bowl?
No.
The Cure Bowl.
You think, wait, what? You love this one?
Yeah, I think, out of all of them, this might be the best one.
What, the under?
Yeah.
All right, I'll take the under. As well.
They don't get it much easier.
Okay. Well, you could have prefaced with that. Like, I love this play.
I like the next one.
Okay. The next one is the 68 Ventures Bowl. You got the Raging Cajuns taking on Delaware. UL's laying 3. The total sits at 61.5. If you like it so much, lead the way.
I'm going to go Delaware +3.
You already know I was going to go Delaware +3. I bet Delaware mid-season a couple times. They didn't cover any of them. Is Minicucci playing?
Yeah.
I know the quarterback for UL got hurt, but I think he came back in the game. Yeah, I'm going Delaware. You got anything you like about him?
I like Minicucci.
Yeah. Okay. Take that for what it's worth. Bam. Delaware as well?
Yep.
Okay. All right, we go to the Xbox Bowl. Missouri State taking on Arkansas State. Arkansas State's laying 1.5, give or take. Total sits at 54.5. I'll tell you right now, I'm taking Missouri State +1.5. I think the quarterback, Jacob Clark, as far as I can tell, is playing and is not as bad as you would expect a Missouri State quarterback to be. Completing 65% of his passes. He's got 24 touchdowns on the year. You still got Rayner at Arkansas State. Dual threat guy, very volatile. I don't trust him. I'm going to trust Jacob Clark under center. So I'm taking Missouri State, getting the I think it's 1.5 is the best I can get.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Which way are you going for that one?
Missouri State.
Got to. It's easy. It's easy.
Missouri State and Delaware, it's 2 locks.
Okay. Bam, which way are you going?
Isn't this their first bowl games?
Yeah,
they're new to FCS.
Yes.
You know I'm going with Missouri State.
Okay. Because you lived in Missouri?
Yep.
Yep.
Right around the corner
killed
from
in
me.
Missouri.
Yeah. Yeah, we did my bachelor trip in Missouri. We don't have time to tell that fun story. We'll go to the Myrtle Beach Bowl, a classic. You've got Kennesaw State taking on Western Michigan. Western Michigan's laying 3.5. You maybe be able to find some threes.
You can.
Total sits at 48.5. Which way are you going?
Kennesaw State.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay, I think. All right. That's what I said. This game is.
I wanted to bet Kennesaw State in the their conference championship game, but I stayed away from it.
Yeah.
And then they won.
I will say,
regretted it.
I think, and we'll see how this year plays out. I think we're evolving as sports gamblers and also as a podcast. Out of principle, I think we'll always pick every bowl game just to see what we go. But I think it's getting much harder these days to give a fuck about these. You know what I mean? Like we're entering into that next tier of now it's getting serious, and with this contest and all of that, it's hard to bet these games. It's hard to bet every single one. So if you're listening, maybe don't, because he's taking Kennesaw State, and he just said, I don't know why. I'm taking Western Michigan, and I don't really know why, other than I think they're better. I think they're significantly better than Kennesaw State. I think Kennesaw made a significant turnaround from being what looked like one of the worst teams ever last year, really the start of last year, until they upset fucking Liberty, and you disregarded the ultimate sign of all signs that would have made us a fortune. You called it one of the biggest upsets in the history of college football, and they pulled it off. But I think Western Michigan's better. So I'm going to lay can I get a 3?
Yep.
I'm going to lay 3 points with Western Michigan.
And I'm taking the under, 49.
Okay. We go to the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. NC State's laying 4.5. Total sits at 58.5, taking on Memphis. This one should be right up your alley. You're familiar with, we're both familiar with NC State, but you're a Memphis guy.
Yeah, this game's tough.
I agree. So the question marks would be Hollywood Smothers for NC State. Is he going to play? I would say the best skill position player that NC State has to offer. I haven't seen anything that CJ Bailey's hopping in the portal. I think the line would tell you that he's probably not. Which way do you lean? Ryan Silverfield, not to cut you off, is head coach for Memphis. Ryan Silverfield is going to Arkansas, so he's not going to be on the sidelines for this one. It will be defensive back coach Reggie Howard. So take that for what that's worth. We've seen Memphis lose their last 3 games to Tulane, ECU, Navy.
There's no risk for any of these guys opting out with the coach leaving?
Oh, I'm sure there is. It's hard to find any damn information, though. I haven't been able to really see anything.
I think initially, if I knew everyone was going to suit up for Memphis, I would lean Memphis.
Yeah.
But I have serious questions about that, because especially when a coach leaves, it seems like,
Yeah, I agree.
players don't stick around.
I'm going to take Memphis. You got Lewis as a senior. He's bounced around. This is his last hurrah. Is CJ Bailey going to give a fuck about the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl? Probably not. Hollywood Smothers, is he going to even play? Hopefully not. What's the best number I can get with Memphis, Bam?
Let's see.
This high-powered offense is about to wake up.
4.5.
All right, 4.5 it is.
Yep.
I would imagine Lewis is out of eligibility. Where was he at? Utah State for a while? This has got to be it for him. Nothing?
I have no clue. I mean, some players can play 7 years now. I don't get it.
Okay, what is you obviously know which one is your lock of the week.
Yeah, do you want to skip the playoff and do all
Should
the...
we come back to it
Yeah.
and do it all at once? Okay. All right, we go to
I'm
what?
taking the under.
Okay.
59.5.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Wait, what?
We just skipped them.
Memphis
Yeah.
game under 59.5.
That's what it is?
Yeah, you can get it on FanDuel.
Okay.
All right. Monday, December 22nd, we go to the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. You got Utah State laying 2.5 points against Washington State. The total sits around 50.5. Which way are you going?
Is Washington State's quarterback playing here? I don't see it. But I could have swore I saw he's transferring.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't fucking know.
What's his name?
Eckhouse.
What's his first name?
It starts with a Z, probably Zach, if I had to guess. Nope, almost. Zevi.
Yeah, he is Eckhouse. He's expected to play in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
But he's not transferring?
Well, what's it matter?
He's playing.
Either he's playing or he's not. Whatever he does after, that's his business.
A Jewish quarterback.
Damn name's Zevi Eckhouse.
Wow. All right. Initially, I was going to go under here.
Okay.
But Washington State expecting some opt-outs on defense.
I'm going to take Utah State.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Have you lost it?
What's the best number I can get? 2.5?
Yep.
I'll just take the 2.5. Who gives a shit?
I'm going under.
Okay.
Under 50.5.
All right.
No, you can get a -1.5.
Okay. Great.
Is there 51 available?
For the under?
Yeah.
Nah.
All right, forget about it. 50.5. Under 50.5.
All right. Which way are you going, Bam?
Give me Utah State -1.5.
Okay. These are the ones that, yeah, God, fuck. Whatever. All right, we go to the Bush's Boca Raton Bowl. Louisville's taking on Toledo, laying 6.5 points. Total sits at 45.5. It appears Miller Moss is expected to play. The running back room has been decimated with injuries with blanking on his goddamn name. He's a damn superstar. I talked about
Isaac Brown.
Isaac Brown, but then you got Lawan Brown.
Kejuan Brown.
Yeah, right. Kejuan Brown. And then you've also got Duke Watson hurt as well. Jeff Brom claims that he expects one of the three to be back. That doesn't do us any good, Jeff, because one is significantly worse than the other two, but one is clearly the best, and that's Isaac Brown. Is he coming back for the fucking Bush's Baked Beans Bowl? I doubt it, but this number opened at around 9.5, 10 in favor of Louisville. It's come down to under a touchdown, 6.5. You've got who was the coach at Toledo? Candle. He took UConn's job.
Yep.
Which way are you going?
I'm going under 46.5.
Okay. I'll go under as well. I do think Clev Lubin is supposed to play. But also who's not playing on top of, I would imagine Isaac Brown's not going to play. Chris Bell, leading wide receiver, NFL guy, he's not expected to play either. So, what'd you say, 46.5?
Yeah.
What are you taking, Bam?
Give me Louisville.
Okay.
-6.5.
All right, we go to our backyard, the New Orleans Bowl. Southern Miss taking on Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky's laying 4.5. The total sits around 57.5. No, you can get a 56.5, I think. That's what I'm going to take over. Over 56.5. We've seen it firsthand. These games go over. Fast track, indoors, Superdome. Points. bad Western Kentucky defense. At least we thought so. I'm going over.
All right, I'm going Western Kentucky -4.5.
What are you taking, Bam?
Over.
Charles Huff takes Memphis job.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna. All their players are leaving with him.
Bam learned from the last time we went to the New Orleans.
It's not official yet, but
Yeah, I messed up.
the quarterback here followed him from Marshall.
Yeah.
I would be highly surprised if the quarterback plays here. But what do I know?
You talking about Braxton?
Yeah,
Oh, he's playing.
no.
You don't think? You want to
No.
put a side bet on it?
He's going what did I just say? He's going Memphis?
Yeah, but he's going to represent for his school on his way out the door.
Not a chance.
These people don't sit out the New Orleans Bowl. They don't get to bowl games often.
It's high flying action.
Yeah. In the Dome? Southern Miss?
They're not even going.
What do you mean?
These players aren't even just sitting out. They're not even catching the bus to the fucking thing.
Bam, can you Google and see if fucking Braylon Braxton's gonna play in the bowl game? Because we fucking need him, Bam.
Yes, Southern Miss quarterback Braylon Braxton is expected to play the New Orleans Bowl.
Is there a quote?
Straight AI, brother.
Straight AI?
Oh, don't get him started with AI. This guy'll die with AI.
AI is wrong a lot about football.
Stop.
I'm not lying.
Hey, it says he expected to play as he's been practicing and stated his intention to play.
on.
AI.
Viewing it as their
Just
championship.
take the L. Just take you.
Western Kentucky's a lock.
Yeah, I'm taking the over. I could win by 100. I don't give a fuck. But you said he's not going to play. You said he's not even going to make the bus.
Whatever.
Thank you, AI.
He said he's been practicing, stated his intention to play, viewing it as their championship after
I
missing
told
the
you they don't
conference.
get to bowl games often. This is in the Superdome. You thought Southern Miss wasn't going to show up for this? I bet you Huff's going to come out like Stone Cold with the glass breaking. And be like, surprise, I am going to fucking coach for this game.
Oh, wow.
All right, we got the Scooters Coffee. Wait, which way are you going, Bam? You taking...
Give me Ohio.
Wait, no, the previous one. You said over?
Yeah.
All right,
Over.
Bam's... Okay. We got the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. You got UNLV taking on the Ohio Bobcats. It looks like UNLV's laying 5.5. Total sits at 65.5. The old Mountain West versus the MAC. Parker Navarro versus Calandria. Dan Mullen's got the Rebels in the Frisco Bowl first season, 10-win season. Which way are you going?
Over.
Got to, right?
Yeah.
Although, look, Ohio doesn't play the fastest. Don't love that, but I do think Parker Navarro is very good. I think UNLV's defense is not great. And then UNLV's going to play fast.
What's the best number? 65.5.
You can get 64.5.
This says it's at the Ford Center at the Star. That's where, like, the Cowboys' headquarters is. The Star is, like, Jerry Jones's HQ. They got a damn...
Do they have a picture?
No. They have a little field out there that they let the kids fucking play on. Can't be that one. What's the best number? Say it again.
60. Shit.
Come on, Bam.
Sorry. 64.5.
64.5. Over.
And I'm switching. I'm going UNLV.
Okay.
Minus 5.5.
Alrighty.
That damn running back.
-5.5 or +5.5?
No, he's flipping. He's going. He loved Ohio at the start of the sentence, and then
Oh.
now he's on the Rebels. And so that's all for the bullshit bowls, and now we'll get to the college football playoff. Which one has your lock?
The SEC.
Okay. All right, my lock is going to be not that one. So we'll start with that one then. So first round of the college football playoff, you've got a rematch between Alabama and Oklahoma. I personally am not thrilled to see this because I don't think either one of these teams deserve to be in over Notre Dame. And I don't think either one of these teams are particularly that great, to be honest with you. You've got Alabama laying, looks like 1 point, total sits at 40.5. Is that the best number for Alabama, Bam?
Yeah, 40.
No. God damn it. What's the spread on the game?
-1 you can get.
Okay. I'm going to lay 1 point with Alabama here, and it's largely predicated on the fact that I really don't think Mateer is good enough to play at this level. I think he came on strong in the beginning of the year. You saw it fade very quickly, and they had the hand incident, and then he came back, and it's like, oh, is the hand still bothering him? But really, I think the answer is the fact that he's just not that good. John Mateer is not good enough to play at this level. I don't think Simpson's that great either, and it does worry me because I do think Oklahoma's defense is the real deal. I think it's the better of the 4 units, offense and defense for both teams. I think that Oklahoma's defense is the superior unit. With that being said, I really just don't trust Mateer. I would love to see if, like, Jam Miller came back healthy, although I don't expect him to. I think it's going to be another dogfight of a game like we saw in 23-21. Oklahoma got the win. Obviously, tough environment to go into. Now you got to go. Bama's got to go on the road, but I'll lay 1 point with the Crimson Tide here. Which way are you going, Bam?
This is my lock.
Oh, wow. Y'all are going to be on the same side again. All right, we'll go to the next round then. This one's intriguing to me, and you can see what the consensus line is. You've got Miami going on the road to take on Texas A&M. What are the Aggies laying?
3.5 all the way down.
Okay, 3s did pop earlier. The total sits at 50.5. Do you feel good about this one?
No.
Okay. I'm going to lay 3.5 points with Texas A&M, and I would advise you to possibly wait because I would expect there to be 3s. It touched 3 today. Clearly got bought up very quickly. I wouldn't be shocked if we see a little bit of a battle in the market and maybe another 3 pops. So I would wait around. If you can get that 3, that would be great. I'm laying it with A&M here, though. I think very tough environment. You get a home playoff game with the male cheerleaders singing their hearts out and the fans going crazy. Carson Beck going into that environment. I'm laying it with A&M. It's Miami backdoored their way into this thing. It didn't look like they were going to get in. I think A&M can put up a number here. So I'll lay 3.5 with Texas A&M. Which way are you going?
Yeah, to me it's tough. It's 2 similar type of teams, where they have good offenses and great skill position players. And then defensively, both of these teams have good pass rushes. I think the big question here is Carson Beck's experience. He's been in the playoff before. Is that going to prevail, or is Marcel Reed's athleticism going to prevail here? And I think it's an extremely tough question to answer. I can see really both of these defensive lines impacting the game. But yeah, I'm gonna go A&M. There was a time this season where I thought A&M was a contender for the national title. I don't think that much. I don't think that now. But I really don't think Miami. I don't know. They played well down the stretch, but there's a big question if they even belong here.
That's the way I feel. It's a super intriguing matchup. And I think it's kind of like you said. Yeah, Carson Beck has been in these moments before. But I think this is going to be a crazy home field advantage. Like, they already are known for the 12th man and all of that. But you get the home playoff game against a big brand. I think it's going to be a tough place to go in and play. And that honestly was a big key for me.
And the biggest key is there's a big advantage on coaching here for A&M.
Yeah, you want
it's not even close.
You want to bag Mario Cristobal? God help you. What's the status on Le'Veon Moss? Google that for me, Bam. Le'Veon, like Le'Veon Bell. I say that because Bam was like, fuck, Le'Veon. How do I spell that? Anything?
Let's see.
Are you a one-finger typer, Bam? You ever took IBCA?
I used 3.
Okay.
One day ago, he's in wait-and-see mode.
Okay.
It says here,
Well, if he can go, he will go.
They saw him practicing in the 15-minute viewing session that was accessible to the media.
Okay.
Elko said that he's doing great.
Okay. Well,
But who knows what that means?
Yeah, that could mean nothing. But if he's able to go, like, this isn't you don't deal with an opt-out situation here. If he has any chance of going, he will go. He's a great player. They're going to need him. Yeah, the question mark here, that D-line for Miami's the real deal. So you've got Reuben Bain coming off the edge. You got a couple other serious guys as well. Does the pass rush bother Marcel Reed, and does he make critical mistakes? I trust the athleticism. I trust he was playing damn good. And look, it's been a bit of a struggle for them. They had the scare with South Carolina, made the incredible comeback in the second half. You lost to Texas on the road by 10. But it's like, who has Miami played in recent? An overrated Pitt team, a bad Virginia Tech team, NC State, Syracuse. You lost to SMU in the game where you were supposed to fucking handle business. You lost outright in overtime. I don't think this Miami team belongs to be in, and I think A&M will handle business here. Which way are you going, Bam?
Going A&M.
Okay. Next up, you've got Tulane taking on Ole Miss. Ole Miss is laying, it was 17 for a good point. Is there 17 still there?
Yes.
Okay, 17.5, depending on which way you want to go. Total sits at 56.5. Do you feel good about this one?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Not really.
Okay. I'm laying the points here. I'm going to lay 17 with Ole Miss. I think that this is going to be the year where everybody goes like, okay, the smaller teams don't belong in. And it's fun, and I used to be a big proponent for it. But when you leave a team like Notre Dame out, who I legitimately thought could win the national championship, now I'm like, okay. This is a one-dimensional Tulane team. Retzlaff does not pose a legitimate threat through the air. And then you've got Summerall going to Florida. Obviously, he's still sticking around to coach. But this team commits so many penalties, and I've said it like a broken record. Sometimes I question, like, is Summerall a good coach? Because the team doesn't play like they're well coached. They were on the fortunate side of a couple bounces against North Texas. They were the right side in that when they handled North Texas, but you get your running back injured on a play that he fumbles on to start the game. And I think that Ole Miss is obviously going to have a serious chip on their shoulder with the Lane Kiffin saga, and you got your guys coming back. Weiss is coming back to call the plays, and that they're rallying around Golden, and that's a fun story until next season starts. But I think Ole Miss is going to beat the shit out of Tulane here. So I'll lay 17 points with the Rebels. What about you?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Summerall. They're saying nobody at Florida. None of the players can they're frustrated with him. He's focusing too much on his game.
What? I didn't see anything like that. But shut the fuck up. The quarterback's transferring. Anybody worth a shit's going to transfer. So what?
No, I don't know. Florida, that's going to be a tough job for him to take over. But no, I did see that where it's like there's some disconnect between the players that are at Florida now and their new incoming coach. I don't know.
Well, those fucking players probably won't be there next year then. Like, what do you mean? This isn't like, where'd this come from? He said he was going to fucking finish the job with Tulane. They're in the college football playoff.
Yeah.
Only Lane Kiffin says, fuck that, I'm out of there.
Lagway's out. They told him, you got to put in the work, and he said, fuck that, I'm out.
Yeah. Well, which way are you going?
Yeah, we're going to go Ole Miss. I think similar to what you said, Tulane's not really any good. They don't belong here at all.
No, yeah.
Let's say Virginia won. It was going to be Tulane that got in. I think James Madison's better than Tulane. That's just my opinion. But
Yeah.
Going back to this game, I think one thing that's flying under the radar is that Ole Miss's defense played pretty well to close out the season. Obviously, they're missing their head coach, the best head coach in football. But, yeah, I kind of agree with you. This team's going to be – there's like some extra motivation here.
Kiffin's the best head coach in football.
Kiffin left them, and they're out to prove that,
Yeah.
they're a top-tier school.
Yeah, I think you just give a team that's already superior an extra bit of motivation. And yeah, they're going to want to say, like, oh, you left us. Look how bad we beat Tulane. Like anyone gives a shit. Bam, which way are you going in this one?
Ole Miss, -17.
Okay. All right, all we have left are our locks.
Oh.
No, I got to give out James Madison, Oregon.
Oregon's James Madison.
Oh, right. That one's my lock. So go ahead. Which way are you going?
You want me to lead it off?
Yeah, sure, go.
I'm taking over, 47.
You crazy bastard.
All right.
Which way are you going?
I'm going first half under 25.5. I think maybe James Madison, before shit hits the fan here, that like before they totally have to abandon their game plan, maybe kind of possesses the ball a little bit here. I think they at least attempt to try to establish the run. Certainly that's their pathway to success offensively. And then defensively, I think they're a solid team too. I mean, obviously going against Oregon, it's a high-powered offense, but I see a bit of a slow start here as far as scoring's concerned.
Okay. All right, this one is my lock. So again, all we have left are our locks. All right, no such thing as a lock, but if there was.
It's a lock, Kramer. You've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now. But it's a lock.
They need that fucking juice. They need that next bet. They need. Come on. Yes! When they win, they go fucking crazy.
You're a bad motherfucker. Go in that shower, grab your fucking nuts, and tell the world somebody's sniffing my fucking nutsack today. Because I ain't got time to fuck around no more.
All right, for my lock of the week, short and sweet, we're laying 21 points with the Oregon Ducks. And it's because JMU's just completely outmatched in this game. You got to go 2 Autzen, one of the toughest places to go play. The theme of this first round for the college football playoff is going to be that the good teams are going to beat the shit out of the small teams. You look at JMU and their Sun Belt Championship, a game that they won 31-14. Alonzo Barnett was 10 of 25. A touchdown and a pick. That's not going to get it done against this defense and this team that's just superior at every level. You're going to need him to complete throws in the tight windows with his arm. He's not able to do it. I'll be shocked if they stay within this number. I think it boils down to, does Oregon want to run away with it? I think they will. I'm going to lay 21 points with the Ducks as my lock of the week. Which way are you going for your lock?
I'm on Alabama at Oklahoma. We're gonna lay the point with Alabama here. It's like we were talking about it, leading up when the playoff bracket was set and all that. I don't know if I feel as strongly about it as I did at first, but in the first matchup, Oklahoma managed to pull it out, right? 23-21. Oklahoma managed to win with only 212 yards of offense. And quite frankly, Oklahoma hasn't played well offensively since that game. Against Missouri, they scored 17 points, failed to reach 300 yards of offense. Against LSU, they had only 17 points. John Mateer threw 3 interceptions. It's like the question here is, can Alabama replicate the success they had offensively in the first game without turning it over? Alabama had 3 turnovers in the first matchup. I think they can protect the football. The bigger question now is, can Alabama finish with touchdowns? That's kind of where, there's some hesitancy here, but I still think at the end of the day, Alabama's the more equipped team to take risk and execute them here rather than Oklahoma on offense, even though Alabama defensively, not bad, but not to the tier of Oklahoma. But I think overall just it's Mateer's inaccuracy the second half of the season after the injury to his thumb, and then a bit of recklessness lately. So I like Alabama -1.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm on. Yeah, I think DeBoer could really use a dominant win because the seat got pretty hot, and I feel like it continuously is getting hotter, and there's talk that his name's being mentioned in coaching searches, and it's one of those like where there's smoke, it's fire type of thing. So I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I think it would be great for him to get a good win on the road against a team that just doesn't really have that great of a quarterback. It was a fun story with Mateer coming into the offseason, and then it started out okay, and I just don't think he's just not good enough. You see throws, and you're still questioning, like, is the hand hurt? And it's like, yeah, no, that's long gone. He just can't fucking throw very well. As far as the offensive side of the ball for Alabama, I would really like for Jam Miller to be back. On the other side, LT Overton is questionable, I think. I'm not holding my breath there either.
It's really hard to run the ball against against Oklahoma, regardless.
Yeah.
So I think that their path to success is going to be, they had success in the first game, right? It came down to them not capitalizing on all their drives, mainly because of turnovers. And then but they nearly outgained Oklahoma by nearly 200 yards.
Yeah, Oklahoma was the number one team that I was like, I don't know why they were dead set on having Oklahoma in this bracket.
Yeah, other than Tulane and James Madison, when you look at the playoff field, it's like Oklahoma is the number one team that's blanking, like saying,
yeah,
maybe
doesn't
this
belong.
team didn't belong. Maybe.
Yeah. For me personally, Alabama's a close second behind them. But yeah, I think they were the clear cut, like, you could have put Notre Dame in over them. Like, I'd take Miami over Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And that was another on the chopping block team. All right, Bam, which way are you going for your lock of the week?
Bama -1.
Y'all are riding again on another lock. Y'all were on a lock last week, I think.
Nah, it wasn't a lock, but
maybe it was the week before. There was something. Regardless. All right, that is our best bets for college football. The bulk of bowl season has begun. We're going to try to do what we did last year. This wasn't exactly reassuring analysis or breakdown. It was much more difficult to figure out who the fuck is playing this year. I'll tell you that. Last year, I was on my shit. I needed to get out of the gutter bad. I need to get out of the gutter worse this year, but we got bigger fish to fry. Last year, I was messaging everybody on Twitter. Only one person responded. Lucas Carnero, Ole Miss kicker, best kicker in the country. He said, yeah, I'm playing. I said, all right, great. I said, I appreciate you. Yeah, that is our best bets for college football. We will now recap where the money's been made. Another profitable week in the NFL. Thursday night, we had the Falcons plus 4.5. This ended up getting bet up to 5.5 on Wednesday or Thursday morning. Didn't matter. Falcons win outright. Kirk Cousins taking victory from the jaws of defeat. It took a Kyle Pitts, probably out of bounds, but a touchdown. There was some other funny business there. Baker Mayfield, I told you. What?
We have to recap the college picks.
Oh, good call. Fuck.
Yeah,
Good
so
thinking.
many of them, too.
Bam, yeah. Good thinking, Bam. Bam raised his hand like he's in second grade. Sit over here. Good call, Bam. Fuck.
I can start.
I was at relax. I'll go first. All right, to recap the college picks. We're out of sorts again. We gotta get it. We gotta get everything back under control. We gotta get everything formatted better. All right. I'll say the bowl games. Y'all just say your teams. We don't need to all say the bowl games. In the Staff DNA Cure Bowl, I'm going Old Dominion +3 in the under 52.5. In the 68 Ventures Bowl, I'm going Delaware +3. In the Xbox Bowl, I'm taking Missouri State +1.5. In the Myrtle Beach Bowl, I'm taking Western Michigan -3. In the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl, I'm taking Memphis +4.5. I was on a fucking roll there, but I'm going to try to keep it in order of how we win. In the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, I'm taking Utah State -1.5. In the Bush's Boca Raton Bowl, I'm going under 46.5 between Toledo and Louisville. In the New Orleans Bowl, I'm going over 56.5 in Western Kentucky Southern Miss. In the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl, I'm going over 64.5 in UNLV in Ohio. College football playoff, we're going to go Alabama -1. We're going to go Texas A&M -3. Ole Miss -17. And my lock of the week is Oregon -21. Fucking just dominated that.
We're going Old Dominion USF under 52.5. Delaware +3. Missouri State +1.5. Kennesaw State +3.5. Memphis +4.5. Washington State, Utah State under 50.5. Toledo, Louisville under 46.5. Western Kentucky -4.5. UNLV, Ohio over 64.5. Alabama -1 for the lock of the week. Texas A&M -3.5. Ole Miss -17.5. James Madison, Oregon, first half under 25.5.
Going Old Dominion game under 52.5. Delaware +3. Missouri State +1.5. Kennesaw State game under 49. Shit.
You had it.
Memphis game under 59.5. Utah State -1.5. Louisville
Faster.
-6.5. Western Kentucky over 56.5.
Faster.
UNLV -5.5. Texas A&M -3.5. Ole Miss -17. JMU Oregon over 47. And for the lock of the week, Bama -1.
Now that's podcasting. I put on a fucking clinic. I put on a wordsmith clinic.
You got to say them a little slower.
Me?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I was saying the bowl names too. Okay, come on.
They're going to have to listen to it in half speed now.
You should listen to you shouldn't just listen to the recap. You should listen to the breakdown, which there was none. But
Well, some people do, but then they need a refresher.
yeah, well,
They can't write and drive at the same time.
all right, we'll recap NFL Week 15, and we'll get to our best bets for Week 16. As I was saying previously, this has been where the money's made. We're going to try to do it again. Last week on Thursday, we had the Falcons +4.5. As I mentioned, either Wednesday or Thursday, it ended up getting bet up to 5.5, was flirting with touching 6. So money came in on Tampa. Wrong side, pal, because Kirk Cousins brought us to the window. The Falcons went outright by 1. It took a funky touchdown from Kyle Pitts that he was probably out of bounds. There was a couple other things that I'm drawing a blank on. Mooney fumbled inside the 10-yard line, and there was nothing but Buccaneers around it. Somehow Falcons came out with the ball. There was some funny business going on there, but we were on the right side of it. Falcons get the win. Bills -1 was the lock of the week. They went down 21-0, and that was not a good start to the game. But they came storming all the way back, even withstood a Travion Henderson one-play 65-yard touchdown run. Josh Allen's best player in football. There's just no other way around it because that offense isn't that fucking good. They started getting home. They started kind of wearing down with James Cook, and we're having success running the football there late. But Josh Allen's just better than whoever you've got at quarterback. 49ers -12.5. This was fortunate, but they did take there was 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. The 49ers went up 21 points. Cam Ward in the back door was wide open, and I was worried about this a little bit. We were talking about this, considering making it a contest play. We ended up not. But I was worried about the 49ers secondary and if the back door would be open. It was a big number, and it essentially was. They got inside. They made it a 10-point game. The 49ers had the ball with a minute to go. They got stopped on 4th and 1, and instead of just going for it up 10 to put the game away, they decided to kick the field goal, and they made it. So they won by 13. A little fortunate. A minute to go in the game. And then the fourth and final play, and this one was frustrating. It was a contest play as well. Packers -2.5. This game was basically, there was two sides to this game. Pre and post Christian Watson getting hurt, in my opinion, because the Packers had 23 points with a healthy Christian Watson. They had the ball. They did that thing where they just fucking throw it deep, whether it's open or not. Pat Surtain made an incredible interception, and on that play, Christian Watson got hurt. Apparently, he hurt his fucking chest, had to go to the hospital, but it's not a serious injury. So between you and me, Christian Watson's kind of a bitch. That's what it boils down to. You can either play or you can't, because you keep getting fucking hurt. I understand he tore his knee, but your chest got hurt. If he comes back and plays this week, then it's like, how hurt were you? They scored 3 points after he got hurt. You had 23 with him because he can stretch the defense, and I had raved about how getting him and Jaden Reed back healthy. Now you got your underneath intermediate guy. You got the guy who can take the top off the defense. The second he went out, 3 points. Couldn't do a goddamn thing. And then Parsons tears his fucking ACL too. So add it to the list. 3-1 week, though, another profitable week. It's hard to complain about a 3-1 week, but when we go 3-2 in the contest, because of the goddamn Green Bay Packers, or fucking 40-year-old Phillip Rivers, that brings me to 49, 31, and 1. 10 and 5 in my locks of the week. It's been an incredible run. We're going to try to keep it going because job's not finished. You had 4 plays as well. We had... Well, no, you had 2 different. You were on the Bengals plus 2.5 and the Eagles minus 11.5 as the.
Yeah, I knew this was a
plays.
bad bet as soon as Bam was on it.
Bengals?
Yeah.
That's disrespectful to Bam. Bam, defend yourself.
It's fucked up.
Well, that's
Not so
defending
much
yourself.
because he was on it, because I knew it was square and then he was on it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we were talking about it before the show. We said as soon as we
I
thought
even
it was
had the
square
thought in
and we
my
were
head.
both on it, we should have just flipped.
Yeah.
you don't want to go, scratch that. But probably should have said that.
That's the confirmation I needed. That is square.
Oh, yeah.
No, it is funny because there are.
But this was also before a new Burrow was having an existential crisis.
I told you. I told you.
This
about
was the
that.
next day, though.
No, I know. I know.
So I don't know what's going on there with the Bengals. That's strange. I think.
But we had also just watched the Ravens in the sports book look like shit. But when you dive into that, it's like that likely catch was probably a touchdown. They probably should have beat the Steelers, and then you have a different feel for that outcome. And then they were getting healthier on the defensive side of the ball, which has been their story all year. So, yeah, it was just a funky spot. That's it.
Yeah, and then Eagles minus 11.5. They leaned on the run. It wasn't like a dominant rushing performance. But they ran it a lot here. And I expected that's what they were going to do. Like, their defense has played well all year. It's like, don't let Hurts fuck it up, right?
Yeah,
Just run the ball.
The problem for the Raiders was that they had 75 total yards of offense. They averaged 1.8 yard per play.
Yeah.
It's got to be the worst all year. It's literally got to be the worst that anybody's done all season. The Eagles were 10 of 13 on third down. Absolutely fucking dominated them. Kenny Pickett. We still got that bet on if Kenny Pickett makes a Pro Bowl because it was between Pickett and Matt Corral. So I've definitely got the advantage there, but we need Pickett to do better than goddamn 15 of 25, 64 yards and a pick. So, but yeah, easy winner. You go 3-1 as well, brings you to 35, 21 and 1, 11 and 4 in your locks of the week. Bam, how did your week go?
Went 2-2. Had Falcons plus 4.5 on Thursday. Cash. Bengals plus 2.5. You already touched on that. And then the Chargers against the Chiefs plus 4.5. They went outright. Mahomes goes down.
Yeah, they had it in the bag though before that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was late in the
of
game.
covering.
And then for the lock of the week, I had the Packers Denver game under 43.5. They were points all over the place. So
Yeah.
2-2 makes me 28, 26 and 1, 7 and 7 locks of the week.
Okay. And we turn our attention to Week 16. As we've talked about, 3 weeks to go in the contest, 3 weeks to go in the regular season. We got to finish strong. We started off Thursday night, and this might be the best Thursday night matchup in the history of Thursday night football. You've got the Rams going on the road to take on the Seahawks. Rams are laying a point and a half. Total sits at 44.5. It appears that this is going to be essentially for number 1 seed in the NFC. It's the number one seed in their division, or whatever. First place in the conference, first place in the division is what it appears. Both teams sitting at 11-3. A rematch from a game that we saw a couple weeks ago. We were on Seattle, plus 2.5 in that game. It was a contest play as well. Sam Darnold threw 4 interceptions, and the Seahawks still managed to only lose by 2. Are we opposite sides in this one? We are? All right, I will go first. I'm going to take, I think it's, the consensus line appears to be 1. Rams minus 1. There's 1.5s for Seattle, but they're juiced. Looks
Yeah,
like,
I mean, Pick'em's 110, so.
yeah, well, if I'm going Seattle, I would take
No,
that
you
one.
can get plus 1.
Okay. Might as well, if I can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take the Seahawks. I'm going to take the 1 point at home with the Seahawks. reason being, I think it's clear the Rams are the best team in football. But in my power ratings, I have the Seahawks number 2. You've got the Seahawks at home. There's a lot of rain expected in the forecast. We'll see if that holds up. You're also without Devontae Adams if you're the Rams. Devontae Adams is definitely leading the team in touchdowns. Let's just get the exact number. Devontae Adams has 14 touchdowns on the year. The next 2 receivers, Puka Nacua and Colby Parkinson, have 6. So he's your red zone threat. He's also a guy who had 9 targets last game. He's clearly the number 2 option because Puka Nacua is one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver in football. But it's a ton of production to make up. It makes it, I would say, easier on paper to cover the Rams offense. But Puka Nacua is damn good. But when you look at when these two teams played last time, like I said, we were on Seattle in this one. It was a 2-point loss, a game in which they outgained the Rams by like 70 yards. They won the time of possession battle 38 minutes to 22 minutes. The difference was that Darnold was throwing interceptions left and right, but a couple of those, at least one, was not on him. It was a misread with Elijah Arroyo, the tight end. He thought he was breaking in. He broke out. Interception. They held the Rams at 2 of 11 on 3rd down. I think that they have the best defense. I think they have a better defense than the Rams. I think there is weakness in this back end of the secondary with the Rams. The weather makes that a little more difficult to exploit. I do think the Rams have the better rushing attack. But at home, getting a point, number 1 and number 2, I'm going to take the home team in a weather game here. You're going Rams?
Yeah, we're going to go Rams in a pick 'em, I think. I think this is an extremely tough game. But I can't back Seattle because there's the concerns with the offense are starting to pop up lately. And it's like at the end of the Colts game, it was like, where was this all game? When they got the ball back with 40-something seconds left and they moved it downfield so easily. I'm like, where the fuck was this all game? And I don't know. I do think it's tougher for the Rams here. How many rushing yards did the Rams have in the first matchup? And how many rushing yards did Seattle have?
In the first matchup, you had 135 for Seattle, 119 for the Rams.
Yeah, I think it's super tough. The main thing is the significance of the game. And to me, in my eyes, the Rams are better, the better team.
Where do you have Seattle in your power ratings?
2.
Yeah, same with me. And I've got about...
I think if this was early on in the year and the division was still wide open, I'd probably lean Seattle, especially with Adams being out. But the significance of this game, I mean, and playoff implications, not only because it's for the division, but it's probably for the first round bye too.
Yeah.
And home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So
yep.
I just feel like the Rams are going to step up here. And I worry that Darnold doesn't play that well in this moment.
Wouldn't be shocked by it because, yeah, that's why I tweeted out. I was like, December Sam Darnold's back. This is what we get. December Darnold, and it seemed eerily reminiscent of what we saw last year. But I do think it's how do you make up the production of Devontae Adams? And they're saying like he's not ruled out yet. I would be shocked.
No, he's not playing.
But McVay came out and said they're hopeful. I would be absolutely shocked. Or he said something like he's not ruled out, but it does make it more difficult with the short week. But he didn't say like he's not going to go. But it was the fourth quarter. He pulled his hamstring, was laying flat on the ground. Now on a short week on a turnaround, I don't see it. I just think that Seattle defense is the real deal. That defense is damn good. So if you bottle up the run, you double Puka, where are you going to go? And I think we saw that defense was able to bother Stafford. I think I know this Rams offensive line is extremely good at run blocking. They struggle in pass protection, though. Stafford gets under duress way too often for my liking, to be quite honest. And I think that could very well be the difference in this one. So, with the weather, and it just makes it a lot more difficult. And it's like we talk about with McVay. It just always seems like he's a step ahead. And I think the weather's a key factor here, where I think McDonald is approaching, like, I think he's probably the premier defensive mind in the NFL right now. And I think that the Seahawks defense proves that. But he was the D coordinator with the Ravens when they were dominant. Came over, put his system in place, and it's come to fruition very quickly. When you throw in the weather and the fact that you're down Devontae Adams, I think that's kind of that equalizer in terms of you got the defensive mind versus the offensive mind. It makes it much more difficult for McVay, whereas if they were at home on the turf field indoors, and life's much easier for him. So, short week, I'll take the team at home getting the point. So, I'll go Seahawks +1. You're taking the Rams in a pick 'em. Bam, which way are you going?
I'm going Seahawks +1.
Okay. What do you think? I think the public will be all over the Rams. What do you think?
I mean, I think initially, judging what this line's doing, there's a battle in the market, because we've seen it kind of flip a little bit.
Yeah.
It was Seattle -1.5.
Yeah, I would expect. I think people see like Seattle, and you see them basically nearly losing to the Colts. It took a long field goal at the end to avoid getting upset. Yeah, I don't think that it's like, were they trying to get out of there going like, this is a 40-fucking-year-old quarterback, we're 2 touchdown favorites, we can kind of half-ass this and get away with the win? And
I don't know what they were thinking. They couldn't score a touchdown.
But it's like you said, though, at the end, though, they're moving the ball like it's nothing. It's like, was it a look ahead? I feel I don't put as much stock in look ahead spots in the NFL as I do in college football, but yeah. With that being said, it is probably the best Thursday night matchup we've ever had, and with the implications and the quality of teams. Like you said, you've got it number 1, number 2. I've got it the same. So yeah, that is our play for Thursday. We do have 2 games on Saturday. Are you on either one?
No.
Okay. Are you on anything Saturday, Bam?
Yep.
Which one?
I'm on the Eagles Commanders.
Which way are you going?
Eagles -6.5.
Oh, Bam, you're going to fuck around and make me take the Commanders. I'm not on it, but I leaned Commanders. At initial thought, I was like, because I just watched the Eagles skull fuck the Raiders. I was like, I could go on the Eagles again. But when I think about it,
what happened in the first matchup?
it might be too many points. It might be too many points. Why do you like the Eagles, Bam?
They looked really good last week. Offense was clicking. I mean, I get it. The Raiders suck, but I mean, Saquon.
They haven't played yet.
He was running the ball.
They played 2 out of the last 3.
Wow.
Wait, what?
He was asking. I wasn't trying to cut you off. He was asking what happened in the first matchup. I said they hadn't played yet. They played 2 out of the last 3 games.
Yeah, I'm not, sold at all on this Washington team. I think Philly's clicking at the right time. Saquon.
But they lost 3 out of their last 4.
Yeah, but they turned it on last week.
They got to play a damn worst team in the league with a backup quarterback.
Yeah, the Commanders are on a backup quarterback.
Who, going to be honest with you, is playing better than Jaden Daniels this year. Look, this is why I thought, like, do I go Commanders? And it's kind of like he said, no offense to you. You're not the sharpest yet. You'll get there. I have faith. But it's like the Bengals. So when I heard you're going Eagles, I was like, I started thinking about, I'm like, I think the Eagles will probably be the super public side. It's tough because you're like, yeah, Commanders suck. They lost 4 out of their last 5. But against the Vikings, they started out with Daniels and then put Mariota in. But when you look at Mariota play Denver at home, took him to overtime, was a 2-point conversion away from winning that goddamn game. this Eagles offense, it's like, did they figure it out? Or did they just get to play the fucking Raiders?
I think they figured it out. The question, though, is
let's not forget the weakness of this Eagles defense was the secondary. Scary Terry's back healthy. They're throwing deep balls to him. Shit.
The question is, like, I think the path to the Eagles, being able to win by a touchdown or more is kind of dependent on them with maybe like a couple of turnovers in opponent territory and stuff like that, like some funkiness here for them to be able to get out and kind of have a multiple possession lead towards the end to where they can't get backdoored somehow.
Yeah, the backdoor will probably be
it's like
open.
Yeah, and I just don't know if that offense is like that high powered enough to do that without like a defensive turnover or special teams touchdown or something like that.
No. I'm going to scratch it because, yeah.
Okay, well, don't come back in here if the Eagles beat the brakes off of them.
I'm not.
But the point is, I think this could be a spot where the Commanders sneakily hang around and then maybe, Philly, I'm not saying they're going to lose, but you put a pin in this when you come back to it, and then this is a spot where the public will be all over Philly. I bet you the sharp bettors are going to be on the Commanders. Could be wrong.
Scratch it.
Okay. Well, I am on the other Saturday game. You got Green Bay taking on Chicago in a rematch from 2 weeks ago. We've been all over this Green Bay team. I was on the boat, off the boat. And I was back on the boat. I'm firmly off the boat. I'm off again. I've cashed out of my futures bet too. I'm not even kidding. I texted you right when it happened. Micah Parsons, he said, shit, jumped up, grabbed his knee. I said, I'm going to go out on a limb and say he just tore his fucking knee. Watson got hurt. I'm tired of watching Jordan Love do his off-the-back foot bullshit. I cashed out of my futures bet for a 20% increase, for a 20% win. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of this fucking Green Bay team, if that doesn't tell you which way I'm going, I guess. I'm going to take the Bears plus 1.5 on the home field. We were on Green Bay in the last matchup 2 weeks ago. Green Bay jumped out on them, and then in that second half, Chicago really started having success running the ball, and Ben Johnson was kind of putting on a clinic with the play calling. What are your thoughts? You think this is an overreaction?
No, I don't. I think even if Parsons didn't get hurt, even if Watson didn't get hurt, I think just watching the end of the Bears-Packers game just a couple of weeks ago, it looked like the Bears were the better team at the end.
In the second half, they were. I was looking at it. They were like punt, 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 field goal in the first half. Second half, it was long, drawn-out drives. They had 10-play, 8-minute drives in that second half where the majority of it was on the ground. Yeah. So if you can take it off of Caleb Williams' shoulders, the question mark here for the Bears is going to be the health at wide receiver. Luther Burden got banged up. Odunze was a late scratch right before kick, literally 5 minutes before kick. But when healthy, they have the skill positions. But if you can tee off with the run with Swift and Monungai, Caleb Williams is quietly playing pretty well. Maybe putting the ball up into a little bit of harm's way here. But the Green Bay Packers just got hit with a gut punch. And I think it's becoming clear to me. It became clear to me that this team's not good enough to win it all. And I've been saying for a while where it's like you look at the numbers and they're number one on third down and they're great in the red zone and they're this and that. It's like, how are they only scoring 20 points and how are you're 23 points against the Vikings, you're 27 points against the Giants. I'm not saying those are, I get it, it's the NFL, but you look on paper and it's like this offense should be incredible and it's just not. It's not as efficient as it should be, but on paper it is. That's where it puts my mind in a pretzel, where I'm just tired of watching 2nd and 3, and Jordan Love predetermines that he's going to throw a deep shot off his back foot, whether it's open or not. And you just, with Christian Watson getting hurt, I'm going to go out on a limb and expect him to not play. And that's largely what this is predicated on, and it's hard at this point in time because it's all estimations on the injury report. They're doing their walkthroughs. Monday they don't practice. Tuesday they do a walkthrough. It's all estimations. If he doesn't play, the offense becomes much more one-dimensional, and you saw it against Denver. It was a key factor in why they couldn't put points up on the board. And Jordan Love is just kind of looks like a fucking idiot, and I'm tired of watching him with his fucking mouth open as he's walking back to the sideline, wondering why that didn't work. So, I do think that the Bears are playing well. I think that they found something in that second half against Green Bay, and this is going to be a crazy environment at Soldier Field, I'm sure. I'll take the Bears plus 1.5.
Add me to it.
Okay.
Got some breaking news, though.
Lay it on us.
Frank Wilson hired at Ole Miss
Oh, wow.
after the bowl game.
Okay. Well,
Oh, that's really interesting.
why is he going to Ole Miss? Because the GM, we flip-flopped with him? Yeah, it definitely is.
Well, I think it's Kevin Smith,
The running backs coach.
so that's really interesting.
We're just flip-flopping with him. We're taking their
I
running backs
think-
coach because
yeah.
we took Glasscock, the GM, and then our guy went back to Ole Miss.
So based on that video we were talking about last week, Kwan Lacey is probably going to transfer to LSU.
Yeah. So long, Frank, even though he's great at recruiting in New Orleans.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of an idiot.
Okay. Because he benched Nussmeier.
Yeah, that and some other things.
Okay. Well, we can deal with that later. All right, we look ahead to Sunday. How many total do you have?
I think I'm just going to stick with 3 this week.
So you have just your lock.
Yeah, and one more
Oh.
because I didn't give
Oh, okay.
anything out
Okay.
yet.
Okay. I have one more and then my lock as
Same.
well. Okay. Bam, do your one more. Lay it on us.
Patriots plus 3.
Okay.
Bounce back.
I don't hate it. I don't have a super strong opinion on this one. He and I were kind of talking about it. Yeah, I do think the Patriots are good. You're not bad if you jump out to a 21-0 lead. It's not great that you blew it. But this Ravens team, you look at against the Bengals, like they had that pick six where great play by Van Noy handed it off to a guy who wasn't slow. Good thinking. That offense is not exactly humming for the Ravens. So I do think the Patriots are good. I don't think the Ravens are bad. I think you're going to learn a lot about the Patriots in this one. It was one of those, like, they go play the Bills, and it's the first good team that they're playing, not named or outside of the first meeting with the Bills. It looked like they were going to ace the test, and they failed it. But I think that this will really be the answer of, like, okay, the Patriots are good. And it's not just that they had a super easy schedule. But if you go get killed by the Ravens, then it's like, okay, maybe they're not fucking good. But I'm not sitting here like, oh, square play, you know? It didn't jump off to me like that's a square side. Or, as I say, I'm indifferent on it. What are your thoughts on this one? Are you on this?
No, I mean,
You love Drake May, though.
I like the Patriots, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they lost again. And then
The spot feels like Baltimore, but then you see Baltimore fucking suck. There's been plenty of spots where it's like, this is the spot for the Ravens, and then they've sucked. It's like last night. The spot felt like the spot for the Dolphins, and then they got their shit kicked in by the Steelers.
yeah, I mean, look, either it's like for me, it's a stay away. I don't know. That second half for the Patriots offensively, kind of question, you know. You would expect them to come out of this game and start fast again, and address whatever went wrong in that second half because McDaniels and is that his name or is it just Josh Daniels? Josh McDaniels?
McDaniels, yeah. Or McDaniel.
And Drake May have been on the same page.
Yeah.
And really, like, kind of, you know, been one of the best offenses. I think the best passing offense in the NFL, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Definitely up there, if not.
So, I don't know. It also wouldn't surprise me, though, if they drop another game and then don't pick it back up until, you know, the end of the season and going into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think the Ravens' defense is definitely better than the Bills' defense. So I think they would have the personnel to duplicate what Buffalo did, if not more. But I do think Drake May is damn good. So it wouldn't shock me. I'm not going to be blown away if the Patriots don't at least hang in here around 3, lose by a field goal at most. But I just don't trust that Ravens offense. I don't know. I didn't look at this one super in depth. It's not one of my plays. Lamar's just not that good. And maybe we can wake up and smell that coffee. But yeah, we'll see. Like I said, this is I think for me as well, it's a stay away, and it kind of questions will get answered about New England. If they come out and have an impressive showing and a bounce back after the blown lead, I would be impressed by it. All right, my next one for Sunday. You got the Cincinnati Bengals going on the road to take on the Dolphins. The Bengals are 2.5-point road favorites, and we are gonna lay it. Dolphins back at home where it's warm, but they're pondering benching Tua Tagovailoa because he fucking sucks, and he's kind of sucked for a long time now. And they've been kind of kicking that can down the road where they paid him big money, and he showed flashes. This is an offense designed for him with McDaniel. He stinks. If you pressure him, he's just not good. And my thought process here is, who are you going to go to? Quinn Ewers? You're going to go to Zach Wilson? This is an offense that's designed for Tua. So whether he plays or not, I trust Joe Burrow and that offense to pick themselves off the fucking mat, and Joe Burrow can stop moping around. I'm not going to be shocked if they end the season on a high note with high offensive output, and the defense is not playing bad. It's like we talked about. That was a misleading score with Baltimore. You got the pick 6 to add more points up on the board. The defense didn't play terrible. I'm laying 2.5 points with Cincinnati on the road. I believe in Joe Burrow. I think they bounce back. And I think he stops the crybaby bullshit. So, what's your next one for Sunday?
Steelers-Lions. We're going to lay 7 with the Lions. Yeah, I just think the Steelers are they're a bad team with a good record. And they're in somewhat of a bad division with the way the Ravens have been playing this year. Joe Burrow getting hurt for the Bengals. The Browns, we knew this was going to happen. So, I don't know. You just look at statistically where the Steelers are ranking offensively and defensively. They're in the bottom half of the league in most metrics and really near the bottom in most metrics defensively, which is probably a surprise to most people. So, yeah, I think this is a game, the Lions being at home, I think this is a game where the Lions can really kind of blow them out here.
Okay. Trying to pull up the playoff picture. Bam, how many more do you have before your lock?
Just have my lock left.
Just your lock? Okay. All right. Yeah, all I have left is my lock as well. You also?
Yeah.
All right, no such thing as a lock, but if there was...
It's a lock, Kramer. You've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now. But it's a lock.
They need that fucking juice. They need that next bet. They need... Come on. Yes! When they win, they go fucking crazy.
You're a bad motherfucker. Go in that shower, grab your fucking nuts, and tell the world somebody's sniffing my fucking nutsack today. Because I ain't got time to fuck around no more.
My lock of the week, Nick just mentioned him. I'm laying 7 points with the Detroit Lions. As it currently sits, the Detroit Lions are on the outside looking in on the playoffs. They've lost 2 in a row. Now you get to go back home against an overrated Pittsburgh team without TJ Watt. Herbig got banged up. I think that the Lions could lay a big number here. The worry is in the secondary. Brian Branch tore his Achilles. Kirby Joseph, they might shut him down for the rest of the year. And I don't care. I don't think that the Steelers defense is good. I think you can pass all over the Steelers defense. I think the Lions are going to do it. You saw in that first half, Miami kind of gave Pittsburgh a game to start defensively. It was like, wow, Miami's hitting and the defense doesn't look bad. That Steelers offense just isn't that good. And I don't think that they're going to be able to take advantage of the weaknesses of this Lions defense. A Lions defense that gets, I think, the second most pressure in the league. Don't quote me on that, but they pressure the shit out of the quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is going to be under duress on a short week. You get a Lions team off of back-to-back losses. That's the talk with this Lions team. They bounce back from a loss in a big way. Now they got 2. So bounce back in a double big way. I think the Lions are going to beat the shit out of the Steelers. Lions -7. Bam, what is your lock of the week? Oh, no, sorry. What is your lock of the week?
We're going to go to Vikings at the Giants. The Giants have lost 8 in a row. Their season's doomed. And I'm taking the points at home with the New York Football Giants.
I knew it.
The Vikings, past couple of games, right? McCarthy's been back. I don't know. I'm not sold on him. And I think when you look at this Vikings defense, if there's a weakness here, it's against the run. Quietly, the Giants have been running the ball well the past few games. They're a top 10 rush offense in the NFL right now. So I think the Giants put up a fight here, possibly pull up the upset win. So we're going to go Giants +3 for the lock.
Yeah, I was scared that you would do this because I do think the Giants are the right spot, but fuck, they suck so bad. I don't think it would be that big of an upset. I get what you're saying. They're only 3. It's only a 3-point game. But who the fuck is McCarthy to be laying points on the road?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think, Dart came back a couple games ago. In his first game back against the Patriots, it's kind of where we started noticing holes in the Patriots' rush defense.
Like I said, I've pretty much done the math.
And he didn't play great.
That every win in this contest is about a $10,000 swing at this point. So when you put it in layman's terms, I don't disagree. Noteworthy is that Jonathan Grenard, I think, got ruled out for the rest of the season. So it's like as that pass rush for Minnesota was getting pieces back, Van Ginkel was out with the neck for a while. It's like now you lose another one. And then Darisaw has been out with the knee.
On a kind of a funky game Sunday night against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Where how many yards of offense did the Vikings give up? Because it was a lot.
How many did they give up?
Yeah.
423. They got outgained by nearly 100 yards.
Yeah, that's a lot in the NFL.
They held them to 2 of 12 on third down, though. But nearly 5 yards per carry for Dallas, 138 yards on the ground. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I think back to the point I was trying to make, Dart, this will be his 3rd game back. I thought he looked a little bit better, and rightfully so, going against a worse defense than the Commanders last week. But, yeah, I think if they continue to run the ball like they've been doing, and I think they'll have the chance to here against the Vikings, that they can pull this out.
It's just gross, but yeah, I mean, I definitely lean that way. Bam, where are you going for your lock of the week?
We're going to the Jets at the Saints. I'm taking the 4.5 points with the Jets.
Wow. Okay. You're not going to the Saints. You're probably going to the game.
Probably not to this one.
Bam goes to all the fucking home Saints games. We're over here fighting for our life. Bam's like, I'm going to the game.
I don't know. I just don't think the Saints are 5 points better than the Jets here.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree, but I think.
And now it's like,
Jets team sucks.
Yeah, it's
They got
one of the worst teams in football, but
Brady Cook at quarterback, Bam.
That's the thing. The Saints defense quietly is pretty good, and in the red zone, we're the worst in the league. So that's the game you're trying to play, I guess, because we're going to get stopped, so we're going to be able to fucking score.
I wouldn't lay it with the Saints. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable. Like, I understand where you're coming from. Who the fuck are we to be laying more than a field goal? But God, the Jets fucking stink. Bad. But yeah, I mean, this Panthers defense isn't good. And look, Tyler Shuck is impressing, but it's like we didn't really do much until that fourth quarter. We had 10 points in the fourth quarter. We had 10 points for the first 3 quarters as well. So you're not running the ball very effectively. But I will say Tyler Shuck does look like he might be the goddamn guy. So He was 24 or 32, 272 yards and a touchdown. The problem is we get to the red zone, you can't fucking do anything. We're the worst in the league in the red zone.
Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention to the Saints this past weekend. And then
it was a fun game to be at. The Dome was actually pretty loud. People were rallying behind, especially that one drive where Shuck pretty much relied on Olave to get all the way down the field and scored.
Yep.
It was also awesome because we had Olave anytime touchdown parlayed with the under, and that smacked. It was awesome.
Nice thinking. Betting on a guy to score, but not too much.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
Only you know.
Yeah, I was trying to say something, but
You
then he
said two
started talking
words,
about his
yeah.
shit.
But you didn't give us enough to be able to bring
Yeah,
it
I
up.
was barely, you're keeping an eye on all the games, but you're keeping an eye on the contest games and the games you bet. But then, yeah, I'm looking at the Saints game, and, they tied up with the touchdown to Olave. And at this point, I don't even know who the fuck the kicker is.
Charlie Smith.
Yeah, well, they're driving, and then they show them from warm-ups, booting them from fucking 10 yards behind the 50.
Yeah, no, he's got a leg.
Yeah,
Did you see
Jesus.
that game winner? It hit it hit the top of the net. So, yeah, no, he's got a leg.
So we got a quarterback and a kicker was the point I was trying to make.
He's the dude from Ireland.
Two most important positions.
That's like that crossover thing that they were doing, like to get the overseas players or whatever. He's from Ireland. And he's been like in the mix for a while now. But then Groupie's going to goddamn hit 60-yarders in Seattle in the wind. I don't know. More power to him. All right. To recap, Thursday night, I'm taking Seattle +1. I'm going to take the Bears +1.5. I'm going to lay 2.5 points with the Bengals. And my lock of the week, the Lions -7.
All right, we're going Rams and a pick 'em. Lions -7 and Giants +3 for the lock.
All right, going all underdogs here. Going Seattle +1. Patriots +3. Chicago +1. And the Jets +4.5 as a lock.
All righty. That is our best bets for NFL Week 16. I've said it a bunch. I'll say it again. We've made our money in the NFL. 3 weeks to go. If you want to root for anything, if you want to be in our corner, you root for us to finish these last 3 weeks on a high note. Episode 246 is in the books. Do you have anything to say before we go?
Nope.
Bam.
Go Jets.
Okay, relax. Y'all have a good one. Who dat?
The house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. Been practicing this, could you? A little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.